glad to see you guys all here today, and I'm excited to talk about this topic. It's a lot of times you think as a dietitian I'm going to be talking about what you should eat, but we're going to talk about something different today. So 80% of girls have been on a diet. More than half of girls and a third of boys ages 6 to 8 feel as if their current body size is more than what it should be. I don't remember the exact age I was when I too felt, you know what, my body is bigger than it should be, but I do feel it was somewhere in the middle elementary school years. The definition of a diet is to eat small amounts of food in order to lose weight, or to eat by a prescribed set of rules. I'm guessing that many of you in the audience have been on a diet. Think back. What kind of feelings did you have while you were on this diet? Did you feel deprived? Did you feel hungry? Did you crave food? Many of us are even more preoccupied with food when we're on a diet. How long were you on a diet? Diets take endurance. You need endurance to maintain a diet. And typically a diet ends in a binge. Dieting creates a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It starts out with restricting and depriving ourselves of things we really enjoy. And when we can't have things that we really enjoy, we crave them. We want them even more. This causes us to break the rules and have what we're craving. And usually we eat more, and it results in a binge and emotional eating. Failing at your diet creates feelings of guilt. You start feeling bad about yourself, and you wonder, why can't I do this? This shouldn't be this hard. It affects our self-esteem, and you think, okay, I'll do better next time. I just need to try harder. And the cycle starts again. A fresh start tomorrow, or maybe it's Monday. I'll start Monday. But this weekend, I'm gonna eat all those things that I'm not supposed to eat on Monday. And true confession, I'm like, I better eat that ice cream and those cookies and maybe those Doritos up here, because I can't eat those foods once Monday comes. This cycle, restrict and deprivation, cravings, guilt, binging, emotional eating, rinse, repeat, it feels out of control. Just talking about it, it just doesn't make me feel good. It feels out of control. This dieting cycle, it doesn't teach us to trust our bodies. It doesn't teach us to listen to what our body needs or listen to how our body feels. It creates an unhealthy relationship with food. Not to mention a sluggish metabolism. And it also is important to note that almost 40% of Americans are obese. So what does dieting teach us? Diets don't work. Forget no grains, high protein, low fat, high fat, no sugar. What if there were no rules to eating? So in a moment, we're going to be passing out some chocolate. We're going to do a mindful eating exercise. So just hold on to your chocolate. Don't open it yet. And I just am going to mention, I am a dietitian. The chocolate was processed on equipment that also contained nuts. So if you do have a nut allergy, please don't eat the chocolates. So it is time. It's time to think about making peace with food. We want to create a new relationship with food that gives us unconditional permission to eat. We need to nourish our bodies. We need to nourish our mind. We need to fuel our lives with good food. This new relationship with food is based on mindfulness and awareness, where you recognize hunger and fullness, and you tune in and you listen to what your body really needs. So often, eating is triggered by external cues. That candy bowl on your coworker's desk, it makes you want candy. Or it's just time to eat, so I'm gonna eat. It could be a social activity, a social event, and that just triggers us to eat. These are all external cues to our bodies. Mindful eating begins by turning inward, and we need to listen to our bodies and we need to pause and notice sensations of physical hunger. And one way to check in with your hunger, this is the hunger scale. And so you can see from the beginning, you're starving, you're too hungry, or on the other end, you're too full, you're nauseous. We want to stay in the green areas. So it's good to check in with your body and notice any sensations of physical hunger before you begin eating. Physical hunger is low blood sugar, fatigue, a growling stomach, otherwise known as hangry. How many of you have spouses that get hangry? I don't get hangry, only my husband does. So we need to sit down, slow down, media free. Sit down at a meal without your cell phone, without the TV, without the computer. So many people sit at a computer and eat lunch every day. We need to notice the colors, the textures, the smells, the process of how the food came to our plates. Think about the people who grew the food or prepared the food that you're eating. So there's physical hunger. But what about feeling satisfied after a meal? You can fulfill physical hunger and your stomach can be full, but you still want dessert. There's a psychological component to being satisfied after a meal. And mindful eating teaches us that we need to satisfy our psychological hunger and not suppress it. Because if we keep suppressing psychological hunger, eventually we are going to get back into that cycle and emotionally overeat and binge and feel guilty. By being present when we're eating and fulfilling psychological hunger, and mindful eating embraces the concept that you can fulfill that psychological hunger with only a small amount of the craved food. So I want you to keep an open mind. We're going to do an exercise with our chocolate. So I want you to, if it helps, to close your eyes, and we're just going to take 3 breaths and prepare ourselves for the exercise. Pick up your chocolate. Don't open it. Notice the color, the shape, the weight. Hold it in your hand. Think to yourself, or pretend as if you have never seen a piece of chocolate before. What is in your hand? Imagine the process of how the chocolate came to be. How did the chocolate get here today? Who made the chocolate? You may choose to express gratitude to the people who prepared the chocolate. Slowly open the box and the wrapper. Listen to the sound that the box makes. Notice the muscles in your fingers and your arms as you open the chocolate. Smell. What do you smell? Breathe in the chocolate. Does the smell bring back any memories or sensations? So open your chocolate and go ahead and place it in your mouth. Don't chew it yet, but place it in your mouth. Notice what flavors and textures you experience as the chocolate sits in your mouth. Take a bite. Does the flavor change? Does the texture change as you bite into your chocolate? Continue to breathe and enjoy your chocolate. When you're ready, you can swallow the chocolate, but still continue to bring awareness to the swallowing and the sensation of the muscles as you swallow the chocolate. Is there any lingering tastes or smells of chocolate? Consider the experience. How does it make you feel? In this amount of time, probably could have eaten, 3 bags of those little M&Ms. But did you really taste them? Instead of what we're eating, we need to focus on how we're eating. We need to slow down and practice self-compassion and give our bodies what they really need. We need to listen. And I really like this quote from Intuitive Eating. If you don't love it, don't eat it. And if you do love it, savor it. So mindful eating brings awareness. It feels more in control. There are no rules to mindful eating. Just slow down. And parents, remember also that you are an example. You are your child's first teacher. So your eating habits influence your child's attitudes and beliefs around eating. Eat for health, not size. Focus on talents and strengths, not appearance. In my work with oncology patients, I find that a lot of people come in and there is a lot of fear and stress associated with eating. Patients aren't getting the calories and the protein that they need because they're afraid to eat. And the most common question that I get is, what should I avoid? What can't I eat? What can't I eat? And I really like to shift that answer into, you should be eating. You should be eating foods that nourish your body. You should be eating foods that keep you strong for your treatment. And I find it's really even more important for cancer patients to practice self-compassion with themselves around eating and not get into this vicious cycle and create guilt. So this is a reminder to be kind to yourselves, and eating is an experience and not a set of rules.